Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Motus Ninjas here in Lee's Summit, Missouri for the Elite Division of our final Premier Series qualifier. That's right, it is just one more wave left, and then we are on to the Premier Series finals, and it's the best for last. Of course, it is our Elite Division. No elite females today, but we have 5 elite male competitors taking on 2 amazing courses set up by the duo over here at Motus, TJ Rahak and Donovan Matoyer, who have just been constantly changing up this course, making it tougher and tougher for every division as we've progressed throughout the weekend. It is incredible what they've been able to pull off. And I mean, again, I think they outdid themselves from last year's qualifier. I'm very impressed, and I think it's one of our stronger courses, especially the challenge course, which I'm very excited to get to.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Kane. But let's take a moment to consider what type of format they're going to be facing here today in this competitor series. Of course, if you've seen this series before, then the format will be very familiar. But let's catch everyone up to speed. We're going to be starting with the placement course. This is a traditional course. It's something that we're all familiar with, where if you fall, your run is over. It's a very short course with only 5 obstacle-minute time limit. It might even be pushed down for these elite males. And the most important part is your order from the placement course is going to help us to determine the order for the challenge course. And this is really where things start to ramp up and get serious. The ninjas will be allowed 2 retries across the entire challenge course with a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. And once they've used up all their retries, their run will be over, which is going to help us to determine the final results. And we're going to be looking for our top 4 athletes to take with us to the Premier Series finals in Washington in November.
That's right, and these athletes are already among the best of the best. They were part of the top 25% of athletes in home region standings this past season, or they were in the top 25% of athletes in the Tier 1 championships this past June. We've also extended a couple of wild card invites So, if someone's done well, not in the World Ninja League, somewhere else in the ninja world, we've been able to bring them a spot into the Premier Series so they can show their stuff here on the biggest stage possible, the Premier Series, which one of those is actually going to be coming up a little later. We'll talk about him in just a bit. But, of course, none of this would be possible without our amazing sponsors and partners. First off, of course, it is NinjaWorks, the ultimate timing system in Ninja, taking care of the timers that you'll see on your screen, the leaderboards, the run order. And if you look at the bottom of your screen when the runs are happening, you'll see the splits of who had the fastest time to what obstacle in real time, thanks to NinjaWorks, as well as all the buzzers and whatnot. And of course, if you missed an athlete's run, you don't want to rewind, you want to see how they did, you can check out worldninjaleague.org for all of the results being updated in real time, thanks to NinjaWorks. And then, of course, there's DGS, the world's leading obstacle manufacturer. They sell amazing products over at dgsninja.com for you to have in your gym or your backyard, or in your house even, if your house can support that. They've also begun sponsoring athletes. The very first DGS-sponsored athlete was Addie Herman, and now there's a huge team of DGS-sponsored athletes, and many Team DGS members have actually qualified for the Premier Series Finals, thanks to DGS being able to provide them the opportunity to compete at events like these.
Yes, it is very exciting. We're very grateful to have these awesome sponsors on board. Let's take a look at the competitive field that we're going to be dealing with here today. We have a stacked 5-man elite division, and it's going to be really cool to see these guys battle it out for not only really the top 4 spots, because by nature, one of our competitors has already qualified, so the 4 spots are pretty much guaranteed, provided they can make it past the first 3 obstacles. But they're going to be fighting it out for that top spot and for that Premier Series qualifier title, which is probably the all-important holy grail that they're all going to be trying to battle it out for.
And you know what? We have some really big threats to win it all here today. Taking a look, we have, going in order, because there's 5 of them. We can sit on this for a little bit. Will Perutka signed up late, actually. Wasn't on the run order. I believe he just decided spur of the moment, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show up. And we're very happy to have him. He is one fast guy, Jack. I don't know if you're familiar with him at all, but this dude can move. I'm very excited for his placement course specifically, but I also know that if he remains as efficient as he always is, he could go very far on the challenge course. Our second runner will be Jeff Baumgarten. We've been talking about him throughout the weekend. Jeff is one of the hardest working athletes in the sport that we've seen. He's been pushing himself consistently, and he's become a very well-rounded athlete. I have nothing else to say besides I think he could get 2 buzzers. And we haven't really had too many people get 2 buzzers in this weekend. Definitely not today. The only person to do that was Ryan Cooper. And then our third runner is going to be Nam Phan, who actually competed here last year in the Premier Series and ended up qualifying for the finals at Motus. So it looks like he's going for a repeat. Against him is going to be Jeremiah Boyd. Jera is one of our wildcard invites for the Premier Series, and he definitely has earned it. Has so much upper body strength. He's just so well-rounded. He's got hops. He's got acceleration in his legs, like great leg power. He can do any type of endurance course pretty much. He's gassed out burnouts. Like, he's hung for 5 straight minutes doing intense obstacles. And I think he's pretty much tailor-made for this challenge course. So I am very excited to see how he handles it when he gets there. And then our final runner is Hollis Lansford, who, as we've mentioned, is already qualified for the Premier Series Finals. He qualified over at ARC just last month, took the 4th place spot. I can imagine that he'd want a little higher than 4th place this time, though. So I'm very excited to see how he handles the challenge course especially.
And as we can see in front of us, we have a very stacked competitor lineup, but also an awesome course for these ninjas to play on here. We can see we've got the steps, the dominoes, which are these first 2 obstacles in front of us, followed by the trapeze slider, the lache for grabs, and the wall. You can see you're just going to work your way through the dominoes, through the steps. I don't think anyone's had too much trouble, so we're starting with the steps and moving into the dominoes, just light feet. no one's fallen today, I believe, on these first two obstacles. Everyone's been pretty strong with their footwork, but it's when we move on to these later obstacles that we see trouble. And speaking of trouble, they are all spinning bars. Oh, this is a new addition to the Elite lineup. Only two of them previously were spinning bars, but now they're all going to be. I'm expecting a lot of links from these competitors as well. It's what you demand of these elites, and then just on to a ring slider. And then we're going to be heading round to the Lachey for grabs.
That's right. That Lachey lane, our athletes have been all linking through. What we haven't seen too many links through is this up for grabs sky hook. They'll have to catch that ring, pop it onto the hook, and then make their way down to the dismount platform. Only one person is linked the entire thing. I have a feeling that'll change. And then after that, the warped wall. I still haven't seen anyone do it legs only, and I really want to. Because I think they could.
I think the elites will. And to be honest, okay, I think that's them playing around on it in the background. I was like, have we started? But I think in general, this is going to be their bread and butter. They're going to eat this course up, and it's going to be who's the fastest. I think that they were going to see mistakes made just because of how fast the elite division competitors are going to be trying to go in this lineup, but they're all going to absolutely blitz this, provided they don't stuff up.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be very, very quick for them. I believe the time limit's going to be cut down for them. It should be, and if not, it doesn't really matter. They're all going to pretty much finish under 30 seconds anyways, and that's the exciting part of it, for sure. You could see Donovan in the back there. He was working on a thunderclap for the challenge course a little later. And we saw Nam and Hollis in the warm-up area just now. And they were playing around with a batarang, prepping for this obstacle right here that is behind our graphics, which is the batarang lane titled, Ooh, Bats. And it looks like there's no batarang slotted in any of the rings, which means our elites will have to insert the bat and pop through all moves, as opposed to some of the other divisions that have had no moves or one or two moves. Which, I mean, you would expect that for an elite division.
Yeah, I expect nothing less for these athletes. I'm sure in the challenge course especially, this placement course looks like they're going to absolutely blitz it. But then the challenge course, hopefully we're going to see some more additions that make it more challenging, considering we did see a clear in the amateur division from Ryan Cooper. These elites hopefully will be pushed a little bit harder in regards to what's expected of them. And I'm sure that between like the obstacles such as the doorknobs and a few other spots, I'm sure there's going to be some changes that are going to really make them work for it. 4 minutes on the clock for the challenge course. And it's going to be interesting to see if they reduce that time for the elites, and then also how they do it for the placement course as well. I think for the placement, unless they're putting it at 30 seconds, it's probably not going to matter either way. But our first competitor's up.
That's right. Will coming out of Ultimate Ninjas. I believe it said Naperville. I'll have to double check that a little later.
Yes.
Very smooth. 35 seconds on the clock.
Oh, we love to see it.
Great length there. And he's not going to pop into the ring. He's going to give it a pullback. That might make a difference in terms of time, but so far, so smooth. Ooh, little stuck there on that backswing. Maybe didn't anticipate the gap there. But now he's set up for the move and undershoots it. Oh, man. And I think the problem is when you're trying to link into that ring, just like how Will did. Amazing pops right here, though. Perfect mixed grip laches. I think the problem is with that ring is if you're linking, you're coming up to it, but you still have to go through it. And I think Will just fell short on that specific aspect of the transfer. I don't think we're going to see a mistake like that from him on the challenge course, but still unfortunate here on the placement course.
Yeah, Will has crazy upper body strength and so much power behind him, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays into the challenge course. As we predicted, a lot of mistakes are going to be made just because these elite level ninjas want to push for that top spot. It's a fun little challenge for them as well to take out that winning spot. But next, we've got Jeff Baumgarten, sorry. And he is another phenomenal athlete. He's going to be one to watch here today. He placed 122nd in Worlds this year in the Elite Division, has competed in 7 comps so far this year, so has had plenty of warm-ups leading into today's qualifier, and Jeff begins his attack on this course. Whoa!
Oh my goodness, too much speed.
And he recovers
Very
well,
nice
though.
pops.
That
The
didn't
fact
knock
that
the
it
wind
still
out of
has
him.
only been 10.5 seconds and he's already through those 3 obstacles with that fall is amazing. Gets the move.
Crazy.
Gonna do 1 pullback for the dismount, and he's gonna get up there in a time of 23.3. Oh
Wow.
man, sub 25. You were dead on the money, Jack.
Yeah, and the fact that he literally fell, we're gonna see that stack again. The fact that he fell and still kept going is crazy there, but Jeff, gonna breathe a sigh of relief. I'm so impressed by how he recovered there, because usually when you take a blow like that, people lose their momentum and make mistakes, but Jeff really pulled it back to the back end of that course, and 23 seconds is gonna be where the new standing is at, but I mean, this next competitor, we've seen the intro videos, he's pretty phenomenal, Kane.
That's right. Namfon specializes a lot in powerful moves, and that's exactly what this specific placement course consists of. Strong, powerful moves with your legs, followed by strong, powerful links. And he looks ready to go.
Yeah, this looks like his cup of tea. Oh my days. Okay, so he slowed down a little bit there, but Nam is back up onto good pace here. Fastest to this point, we can see is 0.2 seconds ahead of the fastest time, and Nam is not slowing down. This is his strength. This is where he comes to play. And
Oh,
Nam
looked like
is
he
gonna
wanted
get
to
that
underbar
backswing.
it.
Can he get a sub 20? So close.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know, I think a
Namfon.
sub 20's in the cards, and I know exactly where he lost that time. And it was just, look at that. Great turnaround with the truss, by the way. Very smart using his surroundings to get through. He looked like he was going to underbar after he landed the ring on the skyhook and just shoot right to the dismount. And then he didn't. And I think if he did, that 1.8 seconds, 100% would have been saved. And someone who I think could do that, Jarrah Boyd right here.
Okay. Well, let's see how Jeremiah goes. I mean, the bar is so high from Nam Farm, but this is what we've come for. 21.88 is the time to beat, and all these elites are going so quickly through this. He's a little bit behind pace at the moment. Jeremiah flying through this course, though, really making up that time there on similar pace to everyone else to this point. Oh no!
An
Let's
extra
take a backswing.
backswing, very surprising here. And he's also going to take a backswing again on the dismount. Jarrah Boyd still going to get the clear, but 23.37.02
Oh no!
behind Jeff. That's wild.
It could not get any closer in this division here today. Jeremiah just coming unstuck there. But, I mean, we are in for a treat here, Kane. Like, these athletes are just blitzing this course and are just... This is just next level, and this is what we sign up for. So this is fantastic.
Well, now we're going to take it back for our final runner in the Elite Division. Hollis Lansford comes from the UK, moved out to Colorado for his gap year to train and learn more ninja, and he qualified over in Colorado at ARC just last month.
Wow. He came 99th in the 2024 World Championships. So let's see how he fares on this course. Moving so well so far. This is great to see here from Hollis. Keeping a very strong pace so far. Is he going to go for the link and the straight dismount? Okay, he's going to take a backswing there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Where's he going to end up placing? Oh, Supermaning on it to the buzzer. 22.55. That's going to put him into second place there.
Great
All
run
within
from
one-
Hollis.
Yeah,
No
2 seconds
surprises
separating
really
them.
from... Like, Hollis is a friend of mine, and I've seen how he trains and what he specializes in, so linking through that skyhook move, he is probably the techiest ninja that that the UK has to offer. Also sponsored by Peak Sups. So shout out to them.
Fantastic. Well, that is your run order, ladies and gentlemen. We can see Nam Farm at the top spot with a time of 21.88. If we're able to get a look at that run once again, I think that is the run of the day. Nam was flawless all around. We can just about not... It's almost impossible to pick apart a spot for him to gain some time. But I mean, 21.88, that's the new course record for here today. Hollis Lansford is coming in at second place, and hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of that run again. It's these elites is literally less than 1.5 seconds separating first and fourth place, and then of course Jeff and Jeremiah, and then Will, who's going to be running first for us, Kane, here today. He came out a little bit early, just speed got the best of him. He ran first in this placement course, and now he's going to be running first in the challenge course as well, which means he's going to be setting the standard in this elite division.
That's right, and there's Will's run right now. Great links, so precise with the hand placement. Made sure to stay calm before the slider and really, really whipped it. And it's that control that we're really going to need to see, because this specific... leaderboard change. Let's get a look at Jeff Baumgarten's review when he fell.
I think I noticed this. Yeah, I did
on
think
the
this
domino
as well.
dismount. You couldn't really tell from our camera angle, but Donovan Matoyer had a better line of sight there, and there are additional cameras for situations like these. So Jeff gonna go out right here, right there.
Yeah.
I just assumed that because they kept it rolling that he managed to keep his leg off the ground, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned when I saw the replay on that, but also I was like, well, it seemed to have passed, so it must be, he must have not touched the ground, but unfortunately he did there, so he's going to be running first now. We're going to see that one more time. Huge stack, but we saw him go on to complete the course. Oh yeah, his foot's definitely definitely touching the ground there. But he kept going, which is just so impressive. I guess the adrenaline just like carries over you and you just keep going. But yeah, Hollis Lansford's going to be in second spot. Jeremiah Boyd getting bumped up to third, and then Will not be running first anymore. He'll be running second. So Jeff is going to have to really step up to the plate, set the standard for this elite division, and we're going to get to take a look at the finals challenge course. Very super exciting. We have a great team that's allowing us to see what this course is going to look like for our elite division here today. These are the best of the best. You know, this is no joke. So we're going to get to see what this course looks like. You can see here the names have stayed the same, but what variations are we going to be looking for? We've got the BSR first, which is a stepping stones into rolling log. Then we've got doorknobs, which is brutal because they rotate, followed by rings channel to cliff, pokeballs, it's red, speed again, and then steps to thunder, bats, and the not A&W dungeon. These last three obstacles are very tough.
Yes, the crazy thing is, and we're going to take a look at that in just a bit, the fourth obstacle, Pokeballs, really starts to tax your arms, and then they get pumpier and techier as you get further into the course, especially at those last three obstacles, like you said. I think now we're taking a look at the BSR. BSR stands for beam, shrinking steps, and rolling logs. So there's that beam into those steps. You have to go over those black boxes, across the log, over that second box, and to the dismount platform. You can see the giant X taped onto there. You step there, that counts as a fail. Then the pegboard, as you were saying, the pegboard doorknobs, those holds will spin on you. How our athletes are going to counter that is anyone's guess. Then ring channel, which is essentially rope channel. You're going to hop that rope down the track, over to those cliffs, and off to your dismount platform on the floor. If our athletes can beat that, they'll essentially lock themselves into the Premier Series finals. Then working through the flywheels and the web into those captain's wheels on the Pokeballs. This is the obstacle. Not a lot of rest here. A lot of hang time unless you can move through this efficiently. And our elites, I believe, are going to have to touch the outsides. And there is a pulley system as well on this specific wheel.
Wait, what does the pulley system do?
Well, as you move the first wheel, the second wheel will come closer to you. And you're going to have to transfer over and then work your way to the dismount platform, where you're going to run across. And this is where we saw our first major crux point. It's red, where you go from the barrel to the ring and then through these three pumpkin holds. Now, catching these pumpkins can be so difficult if you are not precise, but
they've also adjusted it to a big barrel. on that obstacle,
That's
it is
true.
now a big
I didn't
barrel
notice
rather
that.
than a small one. Yeah.
I didn't notice that. And then we're working our way back on speed again, which is Lachey's for grabs once again, as we saw on the placement course, before coming into, I think this might be Jack's favorite obstacle. I'll let him take this one.
Absolutely. So we've got the devil steps there into the thunderclaps. Now, let's see if they've made any adjustments here. It looks like they're going to be a sloper ledge into another sloper ledge. So we have seen an adjustment there. That's going to make it exponentially more difficult. And then, of course, we've got the infamous Batarang obstacle. Kane pointed out that it's not designed to help you go forward. These rings are specifically set up to have a lot of sideways momentum, which makes it so much harder. And then, oh no, what happened to our pegs? Oh,
they're ball pegs that they're going to have to move. Yes.
Of course.
On the not A&W dungeon, cannonballs, a cane, some bones. Before we jump into the axes, there's one axe now as opposed to the two that were there for the teen division. Shout out to the Motus team and Greg with W&L for building that axe last night. They'll have to get it into that slot before working their way down to the buzzer in just 4 minutes.
What a course. I mean, they've definitely stepped it up for this elite division. I think that last obstacle as well is going to be a big crux point for these ninjas here. I feel as though with that undergrab that you're going to have to do with the axe, that's a big ask at the end of the course as well. It's literally, as you said, as the course goes on, it becomes more techy, more pumpy, and usually it's the reverse for courses. So it's great to see, but I mean, this is one of the most stacked elite divisions we've seen. Like, just the quality of these 5 athletes. Not so we don't have them here today, but the quality of these competitors is so strong, and we're seeing that run order come into effect now. We've got Jeff and Will who are going to be stepping up first. They've got a lot to prove here because unfortunately they did both come unstuck on that placement course, and then Jeremiah, Hollis, and Nam sitting very comfortably in those later seeded spots. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. Nam Fan looking like the favorite at the moment, but truly, I think the elite division, what it opens up is the opportunity for anything to happen. We've seen so many times that these top athletes fall early on the placement course and then go out to actually win the whole thing. So don't put any of these people out of the race yet. It's literally anyone's for the taking.
You said it. It's going to be a very, very stiff competition. And again, hopefully for Jeff, Will, Jera, and Nam, they can get past that third obstacle and qualify alongside Hollis for the Premier Series Finals. 3 obstacles is all it's going to take, and from there, we get to see all the guts and glory out there as they battle it out for a win. I can't wait to see it. Should be coming up very, very soon as well.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. It's not going to be one to miss. And I'm super excited. Do you have your money on anyone, Kane, here? Is there anyone that you're predicting?
So I've if I had to go off of my gut, Jera and Nam both have the endurance and tech respectively. I think I don't see Jera gassing out on this course. I don't see Nam really making a technical error unless he's tired.
Right.
But I do think that Hollis does have a very good shot. Will has a very good shot. Jeff going first is so unfortunate because I think if he just had a little bit more time to study it, I think he'd be destroying it. But even then, I would not be surprised if he clears.
Yeah, I feel as though Jeff going first now adds a lot of interesting parts to this course because based on how we saw him run in the placement course, he really could go all the way here. He was super good at bouncing back after taking that fall and just really flying through the course. So I wouldn't put it past Jeff to go through, clear the course, put the pressure on the other athlete to then clear, and then all of them just unfortunately come unstuck under that pressure. We've seen it before. It definitely can happen here. And but I would agree. I do think Nam and Jeremiah and Hollis have the advantage at the moment. But these elites know how to work under bad conditions. They know how to bounce back. And that's why they're in this elite division.
Very well said, Jack. Now, I cannot wait to see hopefully all 5 of these athletes at the Premier Series Finals. That is going to be next month, ladies and gentlemen, November 15th, 16th, and 17th, where every athlete who is qualified throughout the entire Premier Series is going to be coming together at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington to battle it out for the title of Premier Series champion. Just the second finals in the Premier Series long, soon to be long history. Can't wait to see how it continues to grow. And yeah, it's just super, super awesome. Ferox hosted a great finals last year with so much talent. And knowing some of the names who have already signed up for the finals here at Life Force, it's going to be just as good, if not even better, than last year's.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy just to think that we're literally, these qualifiers only invite the best ninjas, but then we're cutting them down to the best of the best, and then all of them are coming together to compete for that title. And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of the year is watching these events and watching the Premier Series finals, because it's seriously just like the quality of athletes that come through, the amount that they push each other, and the difficulty of the course that is presented to them. It's awesome. But first up, Kane, we've got a young man who hopefully is going to go all the way here. It's Jeff Baumgarten. He placed 122nd at the World Championships. He's competed in 7 comps this year. He unfortunately, in the placement course, misplaced his foot a little bit. But other than that, he's got a lot to prove here. And I think we're going to see him go deep into this course. And this is our first look at the Elite Division course. Jeff is off to the races.
Great footwork.
So quick.
And you can see that they removed some of the horizontal holds.
Oh, wow.
So that way they can't just grab them and go for a massive skip. Very smart move by the Motus team there. But it's not stopping Jeff here. He's linking his way through everything. Perfect hit placement to get out of there very swiftly. He will be going to the Premier Series finals.
Yeah, the fact that Jeff hasn't seen this course yet and is like smashing through it and really setting such a high standard, he is definitely... Oh, okay, so they do have to go on the outside, it looks like.
Yes.
Jeff now inching his way through. You can see that pulley system bringing the other one through. And now that's taken care of. It just makes it all that more difficult when you've got to pull the other one with your current wheel. You can see he seems like he's gassing a little bit here.
I wouldn't say gassing, but I think he's more so just trying to be as methodical as possible. And right now he finds it stuck. And he's working his way through now.
Okay.
Oh, we might be having a bit of an obstacle malfunction here.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a bit of a rerun. The pulley system doesn't seem to be working there, and that means Jeff might actually get a little bit of a break and have the opportunity to go later in the run order, potentially, because he did have to burn a little bit of a gas there, so we might have to return to Jeff's run a little bit later on. I wonder what they're going to do about the pulley system there, if they're going to completely remove it, or what's going to happen. But it's definitely been an obstacle malfunction, so it's not Jeff's fault at all. But what a great run by Jeff in general. I mean, that was such a great start. And I think having that advantage of a rerun is super helpful. We've seen ninjas from time to time really take advantage of the malfunction and really take advantage of having a rerun, because they've now felt out the course. They might be a little bit more gassed the second time around, but at least they know what everything feels like and where they can optimize a little bit more, even though Jeff's run was very optimized to begin with. So it'll be interesting to see where in the run order he falls, if he has to go straight again, or if he gets a little bit of a rest time, and we'll move on to Will and Jeremiah, perhaps. What are your thoughts, Ken?
I do know that Jeff is going to be given the option on when he wants to run. He could opt to run first again. He might choose to run in a couple of runs. I don't believe it's going to make him run last. I just don't see that realistically happening. So, yeah, I have a feeling he could end up going second or third.
Yeah, I think so. And as we can see, we still have such a stacked lineup left to go. Will, Jeremiah, Hollis, Nam, and also Jeff is going to get a rerun there. But we might quickly take a moment to highlight some of these incredible athletes here today. We've seen them out on the course, but I mean, we have some good videos of them and good graphics of these athletes as well.
That's right. Some epic style shots from Hollis. As I said, probably the ninja from the UK with the most tech. He can move with pretty much any object, which I think will fare very well on the challenge course, but also been training his speed a lot. He is the reigning British Ninja Champion, a title that unfortunately he won't get to defend this year because he's here, but still really cool. Namfan, on the other hand, training at Motus, can pull off pretty much any power move that you ask him to. You can see that right there.
So much power.
So clean.
He's like a little pocket rocket there. Just like any distance that you need him to fly, he will get there. And just technique and power he puts behind every single move is so exciting. And that's why he's going to be our last runner here today. We're saving potentially the best for last. He's earned that spot as our last runner from the placement course. And I'm sure very soon we're going to get underway and see how our ninjas go. Get a little bit of a reset. We got a bit excited, but now we get to reset, recollect, and watch Will go first now.
And you know what? For what it's worth, I really love the pulley system. I love the concept, and it is a little unfortunate the way it played out just now for Jeff. But regardless, Jeff's better of 2 runs will be the one that counts. So he will be going to the finals over at Life Force November 15th to 17th, no matter what. Congratulations, Jeff.
That is good news. And I think the beauty of this Premier Series finals is it allows us to innovate on courses because the competitors have retries, because we don't need to be as safe as the world's format. There's a lot of opportunity for these course designers just to go all out and just see how much can they push these ninjas. And I have a feeling also, Kane, based on the wait time that we've had so far, we might be seeing Jeff go again straight away, potentially. I think that might be what the little bit of a hold-up is just giving him that rest time, letting him to reset before he steps back out onto this course for a second time. And I've just had confirmation from our team that that is what the case is going to be. He will be running first, which I think is also fair. Hopefully that's not going to affect him too much. I wonder if they'll keep the pulley system or remove it. Yeah, wacky, but he will be up first again. Do you reckon he'll be tired from all of this, Kane?
No, I don't think this was enough to tire him out. These elite competitors, they train for hours every week, sometimes not doing ninja. Sometimes they'll be training by climbing or by doing some intense circuit training or lifting, and they've tuned their bodies so well to this sport that 5 obstacles on the placement course and then an additional 3.5 on the challenge course are not going to be enough to tire him out. We might have to ask him again when he gets to the end of the challenge course, but definitely not right now.
Okay, so he'll be coming into it basically fresh again, and I think mostly it'll be about a mindset for him as well. And we can see Jarrah Boyd, of course, one of the fan favorites here today.
Jarrah, one of my favorites to watch. You can see there in that little photo, he's got a mic clipped to his shirt. Jarrah has a YouTube channel. He vlogs it quite a bit. And, typically that involves putting a mic on when he runs. And we get the inner thoughts. Not inner, but just the monologues during the runs, during those videos. And I quite enjoy that part of Ninja. It's not something that you see every day.
True. And just whilst we've got a minute, we may as well get it all sorted and taken care of. It is, of course, yesterday it was Kane Casillas' birthday. Every single stream we are trying to celebrate this incredible man's birthday, who is such an integral part of this ninja community. And of course, he had 2 competitions yesterday on his birthday. Instead of, he decided to go out and compete, do the sport that he loves, and he ended up winning 2 comps yesterday at Level Up Doubleheader. So big shout out to Kane. And we're going to get to hear some more entertaining commentary from the birthday boy for the rest of today.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone in the chat. And thank you, Sam, for whipping that graphic up. And it looks like we are ready for Jeff Baumgarten's rerun now.
Let's crack into it. Jeff, attempt 2. He gets another rerun. I'm sure he's feeling good. It's mostly going to be a mindset to see how he's recovered from getting to do the rerun. Let's see if he's fresh as a daisy here. He's looking good so far. He's done this all before. This isn't deja vu. And it looks like he's going to go...
he might have found a more efficient way to get through. Oh, going hand over hand this time.
So burning a little bit more gas in the tank. Maybe he didn't want to risk it this time around. Just wanted to get it done. Again, we're seeing a very similar strategy. Perhaps not the same level of urgency. A little bit more relaxed this time, Kane, I would say.
I'm noticing that too. He looks a lot more confident, obviously, now as we're seeing the links. And it looks like the pulley system is gone. So it will be the way we've seen it in past divisions now, but our elite competitors are required to use the outside spokes of the captain's wheel.
Yes, that makes it definitely significantly more difficult. But in general, Jeff is looking fantastic so far. I wonder if it's helped him to be able to have this a second go, because the calmness, like he kind of knows the course a little bit more. The rest of this course, though, is going to be unfamiliar territory as he now gears up for It's Red. This is going to be the big log now, and then we're going to be moving into the pumpkins. I can't imagine that these should be too difficult. They are a bit techie, but he's going to... I almost thought he was going to link it there, Kane.
Me too. But he sets up his front swing perfectly for the dismount now. And he's out of there. Coming into an obstacle that he destroyed on the placement course. Speed again, a.k.a. Lachey's for grabs.
Yeah, and you can see there's a little bit more fatigue this second time around. He's just going straight into it, not even stopping to take a second backswing. Phenomenal here, Jeff. Checking his time. He's got 2 minutes on the clock. There's definitely time to complete this. There's probably enough time to give each obstacle one go. And just energy-wise, I think he's going to have to get it. And I mean, if there's going to be an obstacle that's one of the most difficult here today, it is these thunderclap slopers at the back end of a course, Kane. This is just brutal. And you can see Jeff taking that time to rest out. Oh, build up the momentum, actually.
Yeah, he wanted to angle himself properly to where he didn't have to swing the trapeze and straighten it too much. And there we go. First set of slopers. And the second comes off. That's all right. He has a retry. He has a minute 27 on the clock.
He made the first one look so easy.
Time.
He's got to get that second grab there. He looked very comfortable on the first grab. Grabbing his forearms a little. He's not too pumped out. He gets a little bit of time to reset there. They're just adjusting the obstacle. As he now gears up for his second attempt here.
Alright, now to reposition himself. Setting himself a little more aggressively this time. But he's right on the money. Gets his target and holds it. These next set of slopers a little more angled.
No!
It gets the better of Jeff, unfortunately. Man, yeah, those green ledges I noticed, they're smaller and they're a little more angled, so it's tougher to really clench onto those.
I think this course just really takes it out of the competitors. Perhaps it was the second go. Oh, yes, you can see on that second green one, it is a smaller sloper, which makes it even more difficult. But we're going to have to see if that's going to hold Jeff. 6 obstacles through with a time of 1:52 to the thunderclaps. So that's going to be what's to beat. But we have 4 phenomenal competitors who are going to be looking to take out that top spot. And we have our late sign-up here, who also had he didn't have the best placement course run, but we know how strong this young man is. And Kane, I think I'll let you introduce him.
Yeah, Will Peruka, been quite around the block in Ninja. A very big speed guy, a very big power guy. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to get to the second half of this course in honestly under a minute 45 if all goes well. But we saw him rush a little bit on the placement course and it cost him a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't make that same mistake twice in one day. He is going to need some fast footwork here on the BSR, and that's going to be his specialty, especially as we get on the log. Oh my goodness.
No.
Came at it actually a little too slow.
Yeah, he's
Very
really got
surprising.
to attack it this second time around. Let's see. Will hopefully not going to come unstuck here. This is his second and final attempt on this obstacle. Hopefully that...
Oh
no!
my goodness.
No!
What?
No. Will Peruka is out of this competition and will not be qualifying for the Premier Series final. Unfortunately, just coming out on the BSR. That is tough.
That was literally the exact opposite of how I thought that run was going to go.
I thought Will was going to fly through it, but it just goes to show that rolling log in particular, if you don't attack it with pace, it will get the better of you. But I guess we move through to Jarrah Boyd, a phenomenal athlete, one of the favorites here in this elite division. Let's see how he fares, moving well through the rolling log, and now working his way through the doorknobs. Jarrah is
Boyd,
crazy strong.
one of the strongest athletes out there, made it to stage 3 on the show, gotten the mega wall twice.
Wow.
And NSC burnout, which is 5 minutes of just upper body intensive obstacles, he spent all 5 minutes hanging.
That's crazy. Well, we're glad to have him here. A phenomenal athlete. Jarrah putting on a clinic here today. We are watching him just fly through this course. Everything is so well done, and I guess it makes sense to see how far he has progressed.
He's got his rhythm here.
Yeah. How tall is Jarrah? I'm amazed that he made it up the giant warped wall twice. That's incredible.
He's not much tall. I'm 5'8". I'm pretty sure he's shorter than me.
That's incredible.
When I met him, the one time I met him, I believe I was taller than him. And he's just going. This dude is on a mission right now.
He is flying through this course. He's making it look really easy. With 2 minutes 40 on the clock, he's well paced for that top spot, just slightly behind the time of Jeff. So can he catch up? Jarrah Boyd flying through this course, taking it so smoothly.
Taking his time right now. Now he's going to chalk up. He can afford the extra rest given the pace that he was moving at to this point. And we saw him beat this obstacle on the placement course. Shouldn't be any different here on the challenge course. Links his way wow, a little rotation on the ring there, but he's all good. Smiling through it. You can see the mic attached to the front of his shirt as well. Hopefully that video comes out in due time.
Absolutely. I mean, Jarrah is just making this feel at ease as commentators. Like, this is just such a smooth run. But this is the thunderclaps. This is kind of where it gets serious. Hopefully he's going to be okay with the first one. It's the second grab that in particular that's so difficult here.
Look at the control, though. He's locked off. Oh, man, those second handles.
Oh, I thought he had it there.
I thought he did too. I think he just came forward at them a little too quickly to the point where his hands couldn't really squeeze in time. Grip, typically Jarrah's specialty.
I think he's got it the second time around. He looked very comfortable up there, and he doesn't seem to be too gassed to this point. Like, he's still got some energy in the tank. Let's see if he can pull it out here. Jarrah Boyd, first grab. Now to the second one. This is the big one.
And he almost had it. Oh my goodness. It was solid on one hand, and then the right hand just slipped out. Jarrah Boyd down on the thunderclap. Very surprising there, but still put up a very solid run. Was just a second and a half behind Jeff, and is going to be in second place right now, advancing to finals.
And that's the smoothest run we've seen today. Just regards to the way in which he moved through the course so smoothly. But yes, that's going to put Jarrah into second place. Jeff Baumgarten is still in first place at the moment, holding on by 2 seconds, just edging out Jarrah Boyd there. But we have 2 more athletes to run, and these are our top-seeded athletes. We've got Hollis Lansford and Nam Fan, of course, our final-seeded competitor here today. So who knows who's going to take out this top spot. We've got Hollis Lansford first, another phenomenal athlete here today.
You can see him repping the finalist jersey from last season from when he qualified at True Function in the UK. And oh my goodness!
Oh no,
man.
We can't see this happen again.
Hollis was one of the many victims of the turbo rolls at the World Championship, and hopefully disaster doesn't strike twice. Hollis sponsored by Peaks Ups. And he gets through. No damage there, just lost a retry, but it's not the end of the world. Again, it's worth noting that Hollis is already qualified for the finals after placing 4th at ARC. He's looking at that dismount, I think, Jack.
Oh, wow. No way. He gets it. Very energy efficient there. Hollis making great work of this course. Now has a lot of sideways momentum that he's going to need to control. He does. There's so much strength and power behind these elite ninjas. They really make everything look too easy. And now he's gearing up for these Pokeballs. He's not going to link him. He's going to take his time here. But overall, he's looking very strong so far. And now going on to captain's quarters.
Using the outsides, working his way over. Going one hand over the other, a lot of lock-off strength. Don't want to use that up too much too quickly, but Hollis very confident in his abilities. And it looks like he's looking for a dismount here.
Yeah, we saw this earlier with Jera. And now Hollis...
Oh, a peel out. I don't know why he went to one hand, but unfortunately now he's going to have to go all the way back to the start.
No. Oh, that's
a
so
long
far.
line to do twice.
That's rough. Hollis had it in the bag and now has to go through that entire alley again. And make no mistake, he's got the energy to do it, but that's going to impact the back end of his run now. It's going to cost him time. It's going to cost him so much energy to have to go through that all again. And that's tough for Hollis.
It's crazy because he's moving faster than he was on his first attempt. One thing I do know about Hollis is that he doesn't enjoy falling, and when he does fall, he makes sure he gets back up even better than before.
And it looks like he's going to make sure of it this second time. He's not going to go for that Lachey dismount. He's just going to really take that extra time. But with 1:43 on the clock, he is going to be so pushed. He's going to have to get through Thunderclaps if he wants that top spot, which I'm sure is what he has on his eyes. 3 obstacles, 1:30. It is possible, but it's going to be so difficult here for him.
Well, not only that, but he's going to have to do everything first try as he's used up both of his retries. Ooh, going to need that barrel for a pullback.
Yeah,
oh, man.
You can just see
he's stuck a little, but he's got to make some corrections. He reaches the pumpkin, so now he can reset his hips. And down he goes. I just don't think he had enough in the tank right there. Maybe just a little too much hang time prior, but Hollis Lansford still qualified for the finals. Still going to find himself in the top 4 once again for the second time this season. Very well done.
It's just that peel off. He was on such great pace there, and unfortunately, you can see the disappointment because it's that obstacle in particular that you don't want to come off on either because you're up in the air. That's the time you're up in the air for the longest. Like out of all obstacles to fall on, that is not the one. And we saw that in a previous division as well. So Hollis going to be in 3rd place at the moment, but Nam Phan, our final competitor here today, he's earned a top-seeded spot through placing 1st in the placement course. We've seen all the videos, we've seen all the tech, all the power that this young man has, and now it's his turn to bring it here today. Nam Phan, ladies and gentlemen.
Nam placed 3rd last year at the Motus Premier Series qualifier. Already in 4th place, hoping that he can jump into 1st this time around. Long reach for that peg. We saw Hollis struggle with it as well. And Nam twisted around. Ooh, very surprising. And I think it's just these early skips that's causing our elites to make, silly mistakes that, frankly, if they played it a little safer, they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that definitely took him by surprise. We know he's got the grip strength to go through this obstacle, but did that impact his mindset for the rest of this course now, just having that little slip up. It's the ninjas who can shake off the fall and really bounce back. Nam now just looking for that dismount. Okay, so he gets the doorknobs and also needs to complete this obstacle to qualify for the Premier Series finals. But he's had trouble with it. He's going to look for that dismount now. Okay, we are looking... This is going to be a battle for first place. Nam had a great placement course run.
Come on, man.
But unfortunately with that little time loss there and that energy loss, it's going to be interesting to see how it impacts. It looks like he's recovered well now. And he's locked in for the back end of this course. Wow. Great links so far.
Oh, huge leap out as well.
Yeah, this is...
Working his way through the captain's wheel. His hands are slipping, though.
Yeah, he's really
you see his
feeling
right
it.
hand starting to give. He's fighting it right now, Jack. He's really got to take a little more control, maybe dry off his hand on his shorts if he finds himself slipping. Oh, he's going for that skip. And it's so hard with the wheel locking in place, but he gets out of there. Jumps into third place. Familiar territory for him. Again, this is the place he got at the last Motus Premier Series qualifier.
And he seems a bit pumped and tired, taking a moment to rest here. He's feeling it from this course, and rightfully so. I mean, it's so difficult. I wonder if he's mapping out some links there. I was a bit worried. I thought he might be looking to link it. But Nam has so much power behind every single move. So he does have the potential here to lock in that first place finish if he can get through these next 3 obstacles. He's looking great to this point. Just got one more lâcher here.
Great catch.
Gets the grab.
Great turn. And jumps into, remains in third, but jumps into the 6th obstacle, speed again. Based off of time, he is going to have to beat the Thunderclap if he wants to win.
He is going to. And this would be legendary. He's starting to build back up that momentum. He knows how to do this.
Whoa! One-handed.
What?
He's crooked on his swing, and he gets out of there still. All right.
That's crazy. I don't think I've... A one-handed grab on that. Nam is crazy. I think he even surprised himself a little bit there. He's like, I held that? Yeah, he did.
This is when it starts to get... It's going to get a little questionable here. You can see him really batting down the forearms, making sure that that lactic acid is gone. But these grips, these sloper holds on the Thunderclap can be so tricky, especially when you're tired.
Yeah, he would be exhausted at this point. He's got 13 seconds. This is the big grab. Oh! And Nam Fan is going to come unstuck. With 9 seconds left on the clock, I don't think that is enough time for him to be able to power through this. He'd have to probably link Thunderclaps. Potentially.
I was thinking about that. Like, if someone tried to pop through the second set of ledges, like just pop through for the dismount.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but regardless, you're so right. He is gonna time up here, and just drops down. He's beat, you know.
Yeah.
But Nam Fan finds himself in third place.
Yeah, and a great run from Nam all around. And we're going to be seeing him at the Premier Series finals regardless. I mean, what a great run all round. I wonder what it was that took it out of him. Was it the first obstacle? Was it just small inefficiencies? Or was it just the course that's been put on by Motus? I mean, this was a tough course to crack here. We will see no... That's incredible. I can't believe that he just, like, committed to that. Or...
Yeah.
I can't even... Did he do that intentionally? Because it looks so casual when he caught it. He's like, oh, yeah.
I think he did it intentionally, but also it was out of the fact that I just think he was a little too tired to move both of his hands there. So he was just like, only one hand's lined up. Let's just send it.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. But Jeff Baumgarten is going to be our winner for this Premier Series qualifier. There were but no finishes, but Jeff got to the obstacle 7 the quickest out of anyone. He completed the first 6 obstacles the fastest. See Donovan just messing around on the course in the background. Hopefully we'll get to see Jeff's run once again. And yeah, what a great division. So many upsets. We couldn't have predicted this, hey?
No, not at all. I have no clue how this happened. We have our top 3 all get into the thunderclap. That second set of ledges really just getting the better of all 3 of them. Taking a look at Nam's run again, you could tell that Nam was a little tired from his previous endeavors on the obstacle, but he got this massive skip here on the captain's wheel. He also got that one-handed grab.
Yeah, this is iconic.
On the LeSchaefer grabs. This was probably the moment of the whole weekend.
Yeah, you're right. His other arm just really didn't even bother going there.
No, he just kept it there. He was just like, nah, whatever. Jarrah Boyd was really moving at a good pace, and honestly, I thought he was our best shot at getting through the thunderclap after I saw Jeff fall on it. So it was very surprising to not see him get that, but still an amazing run. Got the skip there as well, and literally he barely rested. And it's one of those things where when you know yourself, you trust your body enough to power through certain obstacles and then rest where you feel you need to, you can have a very successful run just like Jarrah. And Jeff, who won after a little bit of a course malfunction there.
Yes. He was our first runner on the place from on the challenge course as well, so he's pulled it back. Another rare occasion where the first runner on the placement course actually pulls it back. After that little bit of an upset on the placement course, Jeff is going to be our champion here today. But we're going to be seeing these top 4 athletes in the Premier Series finals from November 15th to 17th. And I mean, it's going to be awesome. A big shout out to all of the Motus crew as well, Kane. I mean, the course design here has been incredible.
I agree. I love that they make courses that are getting individually, they're not like super duper difficult obstacles until the end. And you put athletes who are capable of getting these moves and you get them tired and then you get them to do it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of Motus's courses. They did it last year for the Premier Series. They dialed it up to an 11 this year, and it was just really something special. So shout out to the Motus team. And then, of course, we cannot wait to see you guys again November 15th, 16th, and 17th at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington for the Premier Series Finals. So much talent packed into one building on 2 courses that are going to be absolutely special. Life Force has some of my favorite courses. They've won the award for Best Course Design 2 straight seasons for their regionals. And I kept saying this while I was commentating their qualifier. If that's what their qualifier is like, their finals is going to be amazing. The quality of those courses are going to be spectacular. I cannot wait to see what they have in store.
Well, I can't wait either. And I guess that's going to do us for this weekend. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Remember, November 15th to 17th is going to be the dates that everyone needs to keep in the back of their minds. It's going to be one of the most exciting weekends of this year. So be sure to tune in then. But until then, I'm Jack Anderson alongside Kane Casillas. And I don't think I have anything else left to add, Kane.
No, you are all good. Thank you so much for joining me, Jack. Great to finally be back on the mic with you. And I look forward to reuniting with you again for the finals. Take care, everyone. See you soon.